PC seekers, I'm not doing that anymore. All right, we're checking out a new case today from Antec. It's called the Draco 10, but we're not gonna do it in our regular review fashion. What we're gonna do instead is do a build to inspire you guys to build beautiful PCs of your own. However, I did test the thermals because I was curious, but I've got to say this right from the beginning, because these parts typically don't get that hot anyways, it's not going to be much of a surprise to you. So without further ado, I think we should probably roll the intro. With these builds on the channel, we don't go out and buy parts for these PCs. We build with stuff that we've already got here on hand. And as I already mentioned, I actually mentioned this in all of our build videos that aren't case reviews. We do put these together to inspire you guys to build beautiful PCs of your own. So let's get building. All right, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed this build in this brand new case from Antec, the Draco 10. I'll put a link and some information to the case in the description down below, but let's check out the thermals. What you're seeing on screen right now is the thermals are fairly decent. Now, as you can see with this graph, I tested with like all the panels on, all the panels off, and all the panels on with no filters, just to give you guys a bit of context, because you may or may not want to use filters. I would recommend using filters because the difference in temperature isn't that much. And yeah, like these parts typically don't get hot as it is, so there's no surprises here whatsoever for the thermals. They are rather good, but again, like I mentioned, the parts generally just do not get very hot. Well, at least not these parts, but you know, it could be different in a different application, but for the parts that I wanted to use here, because these are the kind of parts that you would probably use for an MATX case like this one, considering MATX isn't as common as it used to be, as many of you already know. And speaking of the parts, let's chat about all of those. The CPUs, the AMD Ryzen 5 5600X. We put the 5600X on the Asus TUF Gaming B550M TUF Plus Gaming. Wow, I really cocked that up. I said that all in the wrong order, but you know what it is. You can see it on your screen. To cool the 5600X, we use the Antec Neptune 240 to 240mm AIO. The RAM is 16 gigs of V-Color. I forgot the name of it, but it's cool because it says Gear Seekers, and if it says Gear Seekers on it, probably going to use it. The GPU is the Asus Dual Radeon RX 6600 XT. All the cable extensions are Cooler Master Sleeves cable extensions. These are the older paracord ones in green and black. All of the RGB is controlled in AuraSync, and the hub that I used to do everything and plug everything in is the ones that come with these brand new Antec Prism fans. Now these are slightly different to the older Prisms. We use the older ones in the front of the case with the ring and not illuminated blades, but they have a newer version which are used on the AIO and on the rear, which have illuminated blades as well. And there's a Bindi. Hello Bindi. We don't want to see your butthole. And any of the parts that I missed, I'll put a PC part picker list down below in the description so you can check out all of that stuff at your leisure. There is everything there, including the storage and the power supply and all that jazz. But you know, sometimes it's not worth talking about because you can check out that list. I quickly want to talk about the Draco 10 and a couple things that I noticed with this case. Now, this is a fairly standard sized MATX case, and you know, it's meant to be a budget focus case. It does have a semi-closed front, which may or may not be your cup of tea, but if you're looking at building a system that is going to be in that budget range, this case might be something you would consider looking at, considering MATX boards are typically the budget standard. It's a lot harder to come by high-end MATX boards, so yeah, this case with a motherboard like this is actually quite a good pairing. And that being said, the CPU that I use here is also quite a good pairing for a system like this. I mean, Bindi seems to think it's fairly decent too, you know. I didn't tell her to do that. She constantly jumps on things that she likes. What do you reckon, Bins? What we're seeing with the Draco 10 is its classic Antec budget styling. So the materials here aren't as, you know, premium as other cases from Antec. There's no grommets, and I know people are going to complain about that kind of stuff, but to bring the price down, it actually, you know, you cut a couple corners. The cable management on this case is not great. I had a bit of trouble trying to get everything to fit, but the bonus is the back panel on this case, you can literally slide it in, jam everything in, and then you get a little bit of extra clearance. So you get about 4 mil of extra clearance between the motherboard tray and the side panel when the side panel's on. This may or may not be your cup of tea, but again, if you're building a budget focused system kind of like this one. Now, I'm saying budget only because, you know, if we look at parts that I use in this, they typically are in that range, but you know, you guys know about pricing and stuff. Now, I'm not even gonna get into it. We've beat this horse to death already. Yeah. If I could make one suggestion to Antec for this case is I'd really like to see these more budget cases remove this power supply cutout. Cooler Master is a big offender of this too. We don't need to see what power supply we've got. I'm not interested. Many people aren't interested. And if you're building a budget focused system, chances are you are actually looking quite a lot at getting some aesthetics out of it. And with cheaper power supplies, the stickers are rather quite ugly most of the time. As you can see, I peeled off the sticker on this power supply by hand, and I stuck it to the top of the power supply so I could remember what it was. But other than that, yeah, I would recommend Antec in the future. If you're listening to this, get rid of that. The front styling with the RGB strip is actually like nice if you're looking for that kind of thing as well, but not really necessary. If removing that could bring the cost down, but at the same time them including it kind of just means that, you know, if you are building something with that budget focus, you are getting a little bit of RGB bling. So yeah, it's not a terrible case. It's not the best case in the world, but you know, if you're looking to save a few bucks, it's not going to kill your components, and that's as simple as that. One other thing that I thought was nice was an MATX case that can fit 3 120s up the front was quite nice. However, forget about a 360mm AIO at the front. there's just not extra clearance to get those end tanks for an AIO or radiator up there. But 3 fans up the front is pretty good, but again, you're limited by that intake with the bottom half of the case. However, if you look at the thickness of this, it is quite a thick panel, so you can actually get air to be forced through. You are limiting the updraft, but you're less so limited with a wide front case like this. And that's why the thermals for these lower end parts were actually a lot better than I thought they'd be. Like, actually quite a bit better than expected. So, you know, a nice surprise, but yeah, you already know how I feel about it. Now, if you're interested in the price of the Draco 10, they're going for around 59 US dollars, or around 75 Australian dollars at the time of filming. And it does include one rear fan. It's DC powered, it's not PWM, but I think for 59 bucks with a little bit of RGB bling, it's not a horrible deal. So yeah, it is what it is. As mentioned, if you want to know what all the parts were in this PC, there's a PC part picker list down below in the description. But I think, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to engage a mode that Apple has now taken over. Cinematic mode doesn't belong to us anymore, Claire. Oh no.